Welcome to the Only Male Cruz Show, the podcast. I am the only male Cruz. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work. All right. Welcome to the Only Male Cruz Show, the podcast. I am the only male Cruz. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. All right, it's been a minute, y'all, but I'm on Christmas break, so you might as well go ahead and hit that notification bell because I do plan on, as best possible, just trying to follow back up on YouTube because I've missed y'all and I hope y'all have missed me. Y'all see the title of the show, Autism in the Bayou, or is it a Karen 2023? So I don't know. Let me see who's in the chat. Shout out to a number one mod, Baby Shay in the house. Sane, girl, what's up, gang? Let me see who we got. Shrinking Sharon in the house. Okay, y'all. So I don't know who of us have seen this video with this lady. One Pap in the house. Shout out One Pap. How you doing, girl? But we're gonna take a quick look at this video because I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, I think this black lady is getting. I think she's getting the short end of the stick. And I also, at this point, I'm just not going to believe anybody white saying anything against someone black. You're going to have some better proof than that. Period, point, damn blank. Shout out to these pictures. Sean Davy Way. Sean, you better be glad that you don't have those other pictures up there. Oh my God, I love you too, Sean Davy Way. Thanks for pulling up, baby. So we're gonna get into this video real quick, y'all. Y'all have probably seen it, but we do need to know. I just want us to take a look at it. So give me just a second here. Let me pull it up in here. It's been a minute, y'all, since I've been on StreamYard, but here we go.
This is like everybody. You can take your child, your child, put in a residence. I have no problem with it as they take, but can you please just put in a residence so they won't be with the smaller kids? Okay. We will. Thank you. I will never discriminate against nobody. It's a white, black person over here. Everything. That's all I ask. Thank you. I don't want to holiday. I work hard.
Okay. I'm posting on Facebook too.
No, wait. How about this? Can y'all leave? I work hard.
Come on, Chris, let's go. I will. Yeah.
And I'm gonna just stop it right there because, okay, so the problem seems to be that this lady had the microphone in her hand. That's what a lot of people are saying. Well, she went off on the lady and had the microphone, said it all over. It seemed to me like this lady was a little nervous, the black woman, Tiesha or Tanisha, like she was nervous. And she may not have even realized that she had the microphone in her hand. My problem is the reason why the white lady is not going to get an automatic belief from me is because I need to see the whole video. I'm sorry. I need the whole video. Because, again, with this Kyrie Irving and the way they have done that, you're just not going to get, you're going to have to prove it. I'm going to need you to prove it. Now, the thing with this lady, Miss Kennedy, this woman is a bad mamma jamma. She sets an example for a lot of folks. She has this foundation, the Tiesha J. Kennedy Foundation, where she I mean, she's giving back to the community, looking out for children, and her resume is impressive as far as what she's come through and what she's accomplished. Now, one thing for certain that I don't know if everybody knows, she's actually an alder woman, an alderman, an alder person in, I guess, the county or where, I don't know how they do it in Louisiana, but she's a political figure. And when I read that, I'm like, maybe this is a little bit of, maybe there's something to this, but let me see if I can find. Oh Lord, I may have. Anyway, here's a picture of her professional alder. It says Alderman for District 2. Um, and then of course she's won, an award or two, been recognized just this year. And this is her from her foundation, just, putting in the work, giving back, doing what's necessary. And the this is the Christmas event that they were at. And, and there's other video where the kids are up there having fun, they're laughing, dancing. So I'm just not going to believe from this one little piece of a snippet of a video that, that this woman just deserves to be dragged. Now you said I may need to, oh, okay. So Shrink and Sharon, you're the IT person. I may need to mute. Are we good now? Is the volume good, y'all? Y'all let me know. Were y'all able to even hear the video? Somebody let me know in the comments. Shrink and Sharon is IT on wheels. Exactly, Zane. That's what we need to know. What happened before? Because in the video, the way, that's a pretty big boy. That's a pretty big boy. So let me get to, and I'm just going to presume that my video is good because y'all ain't said it ain't. Let me do this. Let me add this back on the stream and I'm going to just fast forward this video up because at the tail end, you can see this boy, a big old boy. And then, her employees, of course, they in here talking about, no, lady, don't leave. Don't leave. It's like, wait a minute. Now this is in the blue. That's the boy. This is the boy. Now, they said that this young man has, I guess, a mind. Oh, it was echoing. Thank you, Shrink and Sharon. See? Okay, I'll replay it again. But they said that the boy is like, he's got like a mind of a 9-year-old. So anyway, let me, I'm going to start this video from the beginning. I'm going to mute my mic like IT Shrink and Sharon said. And then I'm going to pull this other video up too. So y'all just stand.
Recall me, I don't care. This is my event, ain't nobody running me today. You can take your child, your child and put him in a regular seat. I have no problem with him being at the table. But can you please just put him in a regular seat so that he won't be with the smaller kids? That's all I'm asking.
Okay, we will. We will.
Thank you. I would never discriminate against nobody.
Yeah,
it's white, black, purple up in here. ADHD, everything up here.
Sit down.
That's all I'm asking. Thank you. I don't want no problem today. I work hard.
Okay. I'm posting on Facebook too.
Put it on Facebook, anywhere, man. I don't care. I don't care today. Know it? How about this? Can y'all leave? Can y'all leave? I work hard.
All right,
I work too hard.
Let's go. Come on, Chris, let's go. I will. Yeah. Let's go. No, we're good. Bye. No, I know y'all understand. Yeah, but come on. It's not y'all. No. Okay. Come on, thank you. No. I know. I'm not making. She made the scene, okay? I didn't say anything. Come here. God bless you. Okay, let's go. Thank you. That's okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. All right.
Now, y'all know that boy was too big to be sitting at a table with some young kids, especially. I mean, again, I'm not trying to judge. I know some parents who have children who are autistic. I have an affinity for the whole autism cause and all of that. But somebody tell me in the comments, has anybody ever been somewhere and the children are unruly and the parents don't attempt to, manage the children? Because I've seen it before, and not with children who are autistic, just, and that's a problem. So I don't know. Let me see. Pap said, my grandson just got diagnosed. Yeah, I mean, autism is not no joke. I really believe that the diagnosis of autism really is special, because they have, people who have autism, it seemed to me, I've considered them to be especially blessed. Okay. But by the same token, I don't know. It seemed to me like this woman was like the black lady, Miss Kennedy was, I mean, she wasn't cussing, she wasn't yelling, but she had to handle the situation. I wish somebody would say, drop the link mail, so we can chop this one up. Zane said, seems like something was said or done beforehand to warrant her reaction. Apparently the child, Zane, was sitting at a table with the younger kids. Now you see that guy looks damn near like a giant. So his physical stature and his mental capability don't match. That's not a problem. But if you're at a table with, some kids who are, and you're overpowering them or whatever, I mean, I don't know. We don't have the full details. And so under those circumstances, I'm just not going to write. I'm not about to write. Write Kennedy off. Now let me pull this other video up real quick, because they were having fun at this video, y'all. I mean, at this event. Let me hit this share screen real quick. And they was banging with it. I mean, I had to mute the sound out because they swagging surfing on this one, on this video right here. I mean, look at the size of these children. And then you have this other gentleman, which again, big ups to autism, awareness, appreciation, nothing, no disrespect. But the question is, that guy was as big as an adult. And I think that might have been the lady's concern. But again, we are on, part of a video. We did not get to see the thing from start to finish. And so the other issue is, why would this lady say, that's okay, I'm gonna put it on Facebook? Now that seemed to me a little bit like you was trying to provoke a situation. Y'all let me know in the comments. Shout out to Bossy Down Diva. Thanks for pulling up. Definitely shout out to Panama City. What's up, girl? Y'all be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, yes, it's been a minute since I was on YouTube, but we on Christmas break, so I'm trying to make up for lost time. Let me see. So Zane said, okay, I think it was some miscommunication. Maybe the parent and the lady should have had a conversation beforehand. So there's a mutual understanding that her son is mentally 9 years old. And I think there was that understanding. And I think that's why Miss Kennedy was saying, hey, look, we don't know prejudice, nothing like that. Just put him in a normal sized chair. Now, that's not a big request. And I think it seems to me like by the time the video is being recorded, this woman has said this more than once. Could you please just have your son placed in a different chair and maybe at a different table? Shrinking Sharon, you're talking about sometimes it seems like the child may be out of control, but sometimes the parents are using what coping mechanism they have or trying to make it where it's less dramatic for the child. Exactly. So how do you fix that? Because you do want to be sensitive to the fact that, this is that child's reality, autism. But should everybody, and let me do it like this. Good point, Shrinking Sharon. Thank you for bringing that up. Because if you look at this video, And if this kid, what if the big boy decided, I'm just going to get in here and start hokey pokeying, doing this thing how I want to do? Is there any responsibility on behalf of his caretaker or his provider, his guardian, to ensure that the other children, and these are some small little tykes, look at that little boy in a little jumper. Come on. So is it, I mean, should they be protected, or should the child who is, who has autism just be free to, run wild? And I mean, that's where I think it got hairy, and that's where it's hard to say, can you manage your child without it, seeming like she was trying to be offensive? Let me hit these comments again. Let me see what y'all talking about real quick. Let me see. It's not what the lady said. It's her having to embarrass that mom talking to her over a microphone while in front of her face. Yeah, and that's what I did say that. And I get that, because that would seem like, oh, you trying to put me on Front Street. I honestly think that Miss Kennedy, I think her name is Tiesha or something like that. I think she probably really didn't realize that she had the microphone in her hand, or how much back and forth went on that the last thing that this lady could do is get on a microphone to ensure that it was recorded. The commentary was recorded. I don't know. It does seem a little unprofessional that this was done over a loudspeaker. That would embarrass anybody. And of course, to me, the mom responded appropriately by keeping her voice low and, not going off, because she probably was embarrassed. So I get your point there, Bossy. I really do. Let me see. Let's see here. Let me see. Sometimes there is no cure for it at the moment. Parents may have to sacrifice taking turns, going out to eat with friends or family, too small gatherings with the child until the child can get used to it. Right. And the mom did say in one of her videos, or something that she posted on Facebook, that, she really didn't want to go, but her mother had called her and said, hey, you need to come up in here. You need to come to this thing. And she didn't want to go, but she took the child. So what was the environment like, when she got the young man up and told him to get in the car? Was he already having a fit, or already acting out, or already going through, a spectrum movement? I mean, it's just so hard to tell based on that video. And so that's what makes it hard for me to just believe that this lady doesn't have a heart. So let's take a look at her foundation website. Let me see, put this in here. Hold on just a moment. Here we go. So I don't know if y'all can see this well enough. Let me see. I got it on full screen. Try to squeeze it in. Bear with me, y'all. I hope everybody's holiday is coming together. Anyway, okay, so this is her foundation. And this is what I found very amazing about this lady. Her story. I'm going to make this thing. I'm trying to zoom this mug in. Let me see. Let me try this out on y'all. Yeah. That's a lot better. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's what's interesting about her. At the age of 15, she became a teen mother. She was born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. She graduated. Her friends went to college. She has since gone on to college. She has a bachelor's degree, I think, in business. She received her associate's degree in business administration from Colorado Tech University. She went on to get her bachelor's of science, business administration. She's currently enrolled in Stoyer University, getting a master's degree in business administration. She says here, I chose to start this foundation For other teen mothers whose shoes I once filled, I wish to be their voice, etc., etc. I mean, it's one thing to have a dream, and then it's another thing to make it come to fruition. And so, I mean, I'm proud of this lady if you really want to know the truth about it. I think people with that, I think this particular goal of hers makes me more inclined to not throw her out unless I see the whole video because, like I said, everybody's being accused of being racist and being discriminatory. Let me rephrase that. A whole lot of black people are having this racism uh, moniker attached to them. And I'm just not going to take it just at face value anymore. You're going to have to prove this. And how do y'all feel? Put some in the chat. Let me know. But let me see. Here's the other thing. If I can find it on here, where she has. I mean, she's out here in the community making it do what it do, y'all. Um, a young black woman out here getting it in. Was she having a bad day? Maybe. Was she trying to be vindictive and mean? Possibly. But I don't, I don't, I'm sorry. I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. You're going to have to give me more video. You're going to have to give me more context to this situation before I just go and start throwing this lady under the bus. We should say, Shrink, say, yeah, we can see it. So I just don't, I don't, I'm just not willing to, I'm not willing to, I'm not willing to, I'm not willing to throw down on this lady. Now, does anybody want to come up? If I put this link in the chat, anybody have an opinion? I'm going to put the link in the chat. I want somebody to come up here with me. See what y'all talking about. Plus, I ain't talked to nobody in a minute. So let me see. Y'all be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Replay gang, leave a comment because you know I want to hear from you. Let me see here, y'all. Hold on just a minute. All right, so the link is in the chat. Somebody pull up and say hello. Let me see. Bossy Don Diva, I don't believe she is racist, but if she's going to be out in the community, she's definitely going to have to learn how to be more professional. I don't disagree with you one bit. I think, that was a teachable moment. And so I agree with you. And I think she was stressed out. And to be honest with you, I don't think I appreciated her staff because I don't feel like the staff covered her. They came clamoring, and I get it. Maybe they were trying to do customer service, but they really just like, yeah, you right, she wrong, and you right. Don't leave. I think the thing could have been better handled all the way around the board. And Zane, you said you agree. Yeah, I do agree with that, Zane. I do. Bossy Don Diva, I don't disagree with you at all about it. So this is the lady, and I had her picture, her and her husband. I guess you can see it here. I meant to upload the other one, but this is them. And this is another reason. I don't know who these people are. I'm not trying to be racist myself, but after the Kyrie Irving thing, I'm sorry. You're going to have to prove it to me. You're going to have to make me a believer. I'm just not taking nobody's word. And to me, the woman wasn't really belligerent. But she says here on this post, to all that have seen the video, the event was called The Breakfast with Santa. I didn't want to go in the first place. So what was what was the home environment like while you were preparing? Because that's important too, especially when you're dealing with children with autism or dealing with children at all. If you're screaming and yelling at your kids on the way to getting ready, they may not show up to the event ready to have fun. And, she says, I didn't want to go in the first place. My mom called, encouraged me or Chris to go with his cousins and pleaded with him, please, Chris. Now, did Chris want to go? She said he was wanting to sit with them. He didn't want to eat. He wanted to see Santa Claus. The lady in the video told my mom he couldn't sit in one of those seats. He'd have to sit on the side. When I came back from retrieving chairs for us to sit, my mom told me she said he couldn't sit there. She walked past me and I said, you know, that's discrimination. Okay, well, okay. So that's how we start the conversation. You know, that's discrimination. So the woman possibly wasn't being, trying to make sure that the other kids, because we've seen them, the smaller kids. Anyway, what she says, so he'd have to sit on the side. You know, that's discrimination. She got mad, walked to the mic, and dropped it on me. I told her I was recording and putting on Facebook. She said, go ahead. So the rest you see. I know that not everyone at the event was happy and asked us to stay. Appreciated the people wanting us to stay, but I was asked to leave and heartbroken over the situation. I'm glad Chris didn't understand what was going on. He might look like a 16-year-old, but he has the mind of a 9-year-old. That's autism and so sorely misunderstood. I wish no ill will, just accepting these beautiful children. Now, after this Christmas, I'm going to have to tell them the truth. It's going to hurt them, but I can't go through this another year. May all of you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm going to put this in the hands of the Lord. Okay. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Do you think it was appropriate for the mom to say, you know, that's discrimination? Because, okay, look, I don't. If you know your child has autism, you take them into an unknown environment. You know that their behavior is going, it could very well make them respond and react some type of way. So I think it's on, yeah, Zane. You know, and it's hard to really, and this is the quandary. It's hard to really be honest about, unless you know, like, you're just like, no, yeah, that black lady was wrong. It's hard to present another perspective without sounding like you're bashing the family and autism and the child with autism. But, and Bossy, you seemed like you got a pretty reasonable handful. I don't know if you can come up and share in this conversation, because how I'm looking at it is, I just think that there was some communication that didn't happen. Because I don't know how, if your child is in a brand new environment, he hasn't been there, you got music, it's festive, that might make him respond and react some type of way, in alignment with his autism. And so, and then all of a sudden to make the leader of this organization be responsible for everything. That's why I'm saying, like, the staff, where was the staff at? Why didn't, I don't know. We just don't have a full story. So I just can't throw the black lady under I can't throw her under the bus on this one. I feel like, she could have handled it better. She could have said it better. Clearly she was stressed. And to me, that tells me that her staff wasn't on point, because that's what the staff is supposed to do, keep the stress low. So yeah, it just was a horrible situation altogether. Zane, you said the mom is really stretching it, because now it looks a way against black women and her organization. And a black woman being filmed at that moment didn't represent herself well either. Absolutely. It just was bad all the way around. So let me see what one Pap talking about. When I take Keandre out to play, I first the children and other people around. If people is said or people act or treat him differently, I remove him to enjoy something better. One Pap, I wish you could come up here. Y'all see the link is in the chat. And because what I'd like to know from you, One Pap, is when you do that, when you see that people are not responsive to him, because Keandre has a right to be wherever any other person is, and in a situation like that, it's nice if everybody is willing to be open and accepting. That's, because then that makes it easier. Oh, we got bossy. See, you a boss, baby. You is a boss. Hi,
Hey,
boss.
can you hear me?
I sure can. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for your commentary in the chat. Go ahead and share more of your perspective because I want to get a good understanding.
Oh, hold on. I was getting a call.
Uh-oh.
So, to me, I seen this video this morning and
Mhm.
it personally pissed me off because I do have close ties to autism. I have a 12-year-old autistic male son,
Yeah.
and I feel like autism is one of the most scary diagnoses a child can have because they look normal. You
Mm-hmm.
really don't know that a child is autistic unless they show telltale signs, which in my case, my son is high functioning, so he does not. Now, I do agree with you. We don't see the full picture. I don't know what went on before the lady turned the camera on, but I got upset of what I seen in the video. The main thing that upset me, because I do not feel the lady was wrong asking the young man to be moved to a different seat. My main thing is how she handled the situation over the mic, because I just put myself in that mom's shoes and that would have truly pissed me off. Because even though he looked like a grown man, he very well can have he could be just like a 9-year-old, and you don't know how that made that child feel, especially if he's nonverbal and can express himself. I do think a big thing that's like skewering people's opinion on this matter is the race, that it was a Black woman doing this to a white woman and her male
Mm-hmm.
child. I did see like on posts where people were saying that that lady was like a Trump supporter and all this and all that. And honestly, I don't care about that. I don't even care about the race. What pissed me off is the disability. And if she's going to be out in the community, and kudos to her, I'm not trying to take nothing from her. I'm very proud of her. We're around the same age. I seen that she was like 32 years old. That's how old I am. I would never take no accolades away from no one. But we have to know, especially as Black women trying to be in the professional world, that we have to carry ourselves a certain way. And the way she handled that woman in this little 15-second video can tarnish her reputation. Because if you're going to be dealing with young mothers, some of them young mothers are going to have children with disabilities.
Very true. Very true. Shout out to one Papoose in the house. Hey, Pap, how you doing? Yeah. Well, she maybe Pap stepped away or her.
Okay. I
Hey,
was on
girl.
mute, I think. Hey, everybody. Happy holidays to everybody.
Hey, you.
Okay. I was on mute, I think. Hey, everybody. Happy holidays to everybody.
You might have to mute your YouTube, Pap.
I want to make sure I don't have an echo, do I?
You got something playing in the background, sweetheart.
Okay, hold on. Make sure I don't have an echo, do I? You got something playing in the background, sweetheart. Okay, hold on. Make sure I don't have an echo.
I went on ahead and muted Pap when she gets that volume turned down in the background. She'll be able to unmute herself. But yeah, Bossy, good point. And you're absolutely right that she did set an example. And you're right. Some other young moms will look at that, and that can have a ripple effect, to be honest with you, because some young mothers who just learned that their child has been diagnosed with autism, that may make them feel ashamed, like, well, damn, I mean, man, I can't even go out in public or to community events because of, my kid might get singled out like this. So you're right. There's multiple messages being sent as a result of the way Miss Kennedy handled herself. So I agree with you on that. Pap, did you get your microphone squared away yet?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Sounding good right now. So now, what's your thoughts, girl?
Okay. I just want to say, because I don't know the story yet, but I am going to go and pick up and see what the details were with it. So I just kind of wanted to elaborate on raising
Yeah.
autism child. This is my first go round with it, right?
Hmm.
And learning the mechanism with taking them out into public around people, things of sort. When we first learned that Keandre was born with this, with taking him out to gatherings and around family, in the mall, all type of events, because he's always with me, right? And I stated in your chat that the first thing that I try to notice is, what event are we coming to? Because I have him and he's autistic. I pick up on that. Well, what type of people will be there? I have to ask myself before I go around other people. However, I also like to judge people that we live in this loving world, that people, no matter what, carries this love stigma with them at all times, no matter how we are. But unfortunately, we know that that's, a wish that is just impossible to have. So if I'm taking Keandre out, and for instance, if we're going to the playground and that's always in the center of the malls, every mall usually have them. Before I enter in there, I'm noticing I got different children. I got children in there that is not disabled, with multiple disabilities. So, and I'm looking at the parents, because you have the parents. And I think, as the lady stated in the chat, one of them where it may lean to a form of discrimination. So I have to watch that. I let Keandre loose off up in this playground, and I'll notice the children where the nose may turn up, or, oh well, if he goes beside someone and a child can instantly pick up on that another child is different from them. So, and they'll turn up their nose, well, oh, and well, what's wrong with this one? Well, I can't play with this. Or they may nudge at Keandre like, you don't fit in here, why are you here? Me, because I have to be that parent. What is the safety of Keandre first? Two, I'm looking at, no matter what his disabilities are, and looking at him as a human, where is still the love at? So once I can sense that there is not a love, or somebody, or an adult in this case, may have said something that I, as an adult, may feel that it was inappropriate for that approach, as I remove Keandre, because I'm saying to myself, okay, you really have to first find love. So when you made that statement that the lady, or you read the statement in the post, about the article, where the lady said something about, the mom said something, and it was this is discriminating. I would have had to let her have that, because she's going to lose this battle. You don't know how to love. If we can even eliminate the word discrimination, like you said, that's kind of where it started at. I'm going to help you eliminate that. I'm going to show you that your word of what your statement in your word of what you just did doesn't matter, because we're here to love, no matter how he looked, where he was sitting, how he was did this. It clearly was a better way to handle that, but because I know Keandre, and I am the parent of Keandre, and I'm teaching Keandre love, and that we are all still the same, with just some different formalities about ourselves as humans. It can still be I can, you can treat it the way that you want to be treated. We can say things to each other the way that we want to hear it, and give it back, receive and give. It just works the same. This is a strange and unfortunate story, and it happens, but it all falls back into the hand of the parent. And if that was my situation, I think that I would have not even responded with anything. I'd have got him, let's go, because I'm going to go find you something better to do, to enjoy. I am passive about Keandre and disability children. And in order to get them to be as normal as you would like to see them normal, then you treat them as, with all normality that you can find out of love. And I just wanted to state that behind this article, and I appreciate you having me up, and I do miss you, girl. I miss your
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah,
I miss
she,
your vibes. So I just wanted to say that about that article.
yeah,
And happy holidays again to everybody. I'm gonna fall back in the chat because
right.
I'm at work. You know I'm at
Sure.
work, and
Absolutely.
I want to continue to listen to what others' opinions are
Sure enough.
about this. But
Sure enough.
disability matters too.
It
So
does. It does.
yeah.
All right, Pap. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you, sweetheart,
Oh,
and
no
great
doubt, girl.
perspective.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
holidays.
You too. Yeah, I agree with what Pap said, and actually, it kind of put some context behind the situation. And Bossy, if you were able to hear everything that Pap said, feel free to chime in because what I understood Pap saying is that um, it's a play by play, a situation by situation way to handle it. Um, Let me see.
Yes, ma'am. Did you want me to speak now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say this. I Yeah, the situation was handled wrong, unfortunately,
Mhm.
and this is going to be a big learning curve for her.
Yeah.
I don't even think the lady is discriminatory towards disabled children. I honestly think it's just learning how to be more professional. 'Cause I
Mhm.
can almost bet my money. Okay, she was on the mic. She told the lady what she told her. Then she turned around and walked away. It's the moment that she turned back around when that lady said she was putting on Facebook and she kicked that lady and the son out. That, I believe, is what's causing the uproar
Mhm.
and having given right to everyone's opinion about the situation.
Sure.
If she would have just walked away and been done with it and then noticed, okay, that lady's still not listening to what I'm saying, get one of the staff to remove her or just walked over there herself. Again, I think this is solely on how she handled the situation and
Yeah.
hopefully she will learn and grow from this because I have seen like on TikTok, like people releasing the lady's information, like all this crazy stuff now behind this 15-second video. So that's just my 2 cents. I do have an autistic child again. My child is one. He don't like to be in the crowd, no way.
Mhm.
So he normally don't like to go anywhere. I have to like force him to be out and be more sociable. But to each his own. I did look at her flyer. That's another point I wanted to point it out. I looked at her flyer. She had no age restriction on the flyer,
Right.
so it looked like an all-inclusive event.
Right.
So again, this would just be a learning curve for her. The next event she have, I'm sure she will have in her mind preferential seating for kids with disabilities. I know the next time she's definitely going to prepare herself for this so it won't happen again. And
Yeah.
hope that she can humble herself a little bit and just issue an apology so we can just dead the whole issue.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'd say, and I thank you. And if you have to drop down, I understand, but I'm not asking you to. And I do like that because I think this does. I can see it from both sides now, and I wish that this is what was being put out in there. I feel like everyone is automatically just jumping like Tanisha or Tiesha, whatever her name, Miss Kennedy is what I'll call her because I can't pronounce her first name, or I don't know what the pronunciation of her first name is. But I think that that's what's important. Shout out to Tatiana Harris. That's the important piece because I agree. The lady should have put the microphone down or not even responded when when the mom said that she was going to post it on Facebook. Miss Kennedy should have just went on ahead and kept on stepping. But I'm gonna keep it a whole 100 with you. I think the staff should have come in as well. So I think there's some growing that can happen, but I don't think um, that Miss Kennedy should be thrown under the bus and done away with for 2023 because she's contributed so much just this year of 2022 where she has given back to the community. She's clearly established a pattern for giving back to the community. So I think her heart is in the right place, and maybe she's never had an interaction with an autistic child. So maybe this is what threw her for a loop as well. Because I don't think in the video that I recall anybody saying, "Hey, he's autistic." You know what I mean? I don't know. You're quite welcome, Bossy Don Diva. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate your perspective. Um, so yeah, that's my thing. I don't know, but for again for the mom to say, that's discriminatory. For that to be her first sentence to the lady once she realized that, the grandmother had been asked to have the young man in another chair, it would seem to me like maybe her beginning of her conversation would have been, "Hey, my son is autistic, and is there a problem, or what should I do, or whatever? How can I fix it, or something? I don't know, but I just can't jump all the way down." And just totally agree. And I'm glad that one Papoose jumped up on the panel and shared some perspective and helped to give a different way to process the way this happened. Because, yeah, I think Miss Kennedy's team, and I think the mom, the only one whose hands are clean in this situation is the little boy. I mean, the young man, Chris, I think is his name, the child with autism. He's blameless in this. But I think as a mom who has an autistic child, um, come on now, we got to handle it better so that our autistic children won't be traumatized. And if we are going to be out here serving the public, if you don't know about autism, or if she didn't know about autism, talking about Miss Kennedy, she learned that day. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess, this is definitely another one to watch. And I guess we will find out what the outcome ends up being. But, if it's an innocent situation and it's not politically motivated or racially motivated, or we don't mess around and find out that there's more to it, then, hopefully, as Bossy said, hopefully we'll be able to learn. Everybody will be able to learn from that, and and just society will get better with it. Captain Isabella Sparrow, too reactionary, sadly. The link is in the chat, Captain. You're welcome to come up so you can elaborate on that. Who was too reactionary? The lady holding the event, or the mom? Who are you saying was too reactionary? Hiya. Yeah, you're welcome to come up. I'd like for you to expound on that a little bit further, if you can, if you're in a position to do so. But yeah, I don't think we should, I'll just say this: reparations, cut the check. And after the way Kyrie Irving was done, and nobody really, other than, Black Americans really spoke up in defense and in support of Kyrie. You just don't get to accuse or label a Black person. In my book, you don't get to just label them and then we gonna rock with that. No more. Because, like I said, I do put some of that responsibility on the mom. If I put some of that responsibility on the mom, and just like Pap made it very clear, she assesses the situation before she even lets her grandbaby, intermingle with other children and other adults and other people. And that, you would think any parent of an autistic child would ensure that they're doing that, so they can prevent or minimize the child acting out, or, receiving some type of harmful reaction to him. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. That's pretty much all I wanted to jump on here and just kind of chop it up about this particular topic, see what y'all thought. So essentially, that's it. That is the podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment, because I want to hear from you. And until next time, y'all, we will see ya when we see you. Welcome to the Only Male Cruz Show, the podcast. I am the Only Male Cruz. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. I want to hear from you. copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work.